So self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is a process. It's a process of to reach enlightenment. It's a process to track anything that one is not and to move beyond it. Okay, so what am I saying? The fundamental concept with self-inquiry is the thing of that, what is your essence now? What is your essence now? So, and you don't have to say, but you can nod your head with yes and no answers, or you can speak loudly if you want to. We're on camera. Like, if I'm trying to identify my true nature, what is the truth of what I am, and separate it out from what I'm not, then I want to use this as a simple example. If I see a mug, I might even answer these questions in case you don't want to reply. If I see a mug and I'm trying to identify my true nature, am I the mug that I see? I'm not. Okay, good. That was the correct answer. Because that is what I call self-inquiry. That in self-inquiry terms would be an object which is external to my true nature. Does that make sense? Because it's seen and there's a distance to the object, it's not what I am. So it's very safe to say, if I'm going to try and experience my true nature and I see an object like a mug, just because I see a mug doesn't mean I am the mug. Okay. So this is very, very clear. And the next thing is okay. So that's the first one. What about so if I see an object out there, I'm not the object. It's an object. Okay. The next one is, what about thoughts? You see, thoughts are like, most people have thoughts passing by. Okay. So one is observing thoughts. One is the witnesser of thoughts. So in discovering my true nature, here's a question. Am I the thoughts passing by, or are the thoughts just out there passing by? Are they objects? So is my true nature a thought? Oh, good, we got a right answer. So just like the mug, so this is the process of self-inquiry. But it's an experiential process, so that we can experience and get to experience our true nature, free of everything that is not the true nature. So it's very, very clear that if you see a mug, one is not the mug. And actually, one's true nature is something which is always going to be present and can never pass. There's a clue. So a mug can be seen and then it passes. And so, but I was the observer that saw it pass. Okay. I was the observer that saw it pass. So is it correct to say, if I could see a mug, that I am a mug? Because it will pass at some point. Okay? This is very good. We've got someone nodding to the thoughts is not one's true essence. So just because a thought is passing, doesn't mean one is the thought. And there can be many thoughts passing, and there can be, sometimes there's no thoughts for a split second. And yet you're still here to observe the changing thoughts passing before you. Okay, so what about memories? Is one a memory? No, good. No, we're getting it. So even memories pass, don't they? Or are forgotten. But one is here to observe or witness all the memories that pass. So memories, thoughts. What about, say if there was a pain in my foot. Suddenly there's a pain in my foot and it's being observed. Am I the pain in the foot? No. Oh, good. We've got an advanced class here today. Okay, so then, now, why is there a confusion then? Why do people sort of think they are their thoughts? Why do people say they are their body, or the experiences in their body? Now, the thing with that is, with a mug, it has no meaning. It's a neutral object. There is no importance to it. So it seems to be very clear that that is not me. But anything that has meaning or projection or a relationship to it can get mixed up with and confused with me. And this is how the ego develops, and how one's true eternal nature is obscured. So this is the process. So if you can observe something with detachment, then it can become very, very clear that that is not you, and you're free of it forever. But as long as there's some kind of meaning on it, it can be justified as an aspect of what I call the limited self. So one is not experiencing one's eternal, unchanging nature. The unchanging nature can never be a thing which can come and go, or which can pass or change. Because anything in the realm of passing and changing is not the truth, because it's observed. This has to be, I'll see if you're with me. If anything is witnessed to change or transition, then there has to be something which is watching it, which is not that. Are we in agreement? So there has to be like an ultimate truth one can recognize, which is not subject to any change whatsoever, and this can be made as a clear realization. So this is the process of self-inquiry, and so that's just a quick explanation.